Hi there, welcome. I'm Arthelene Rippy, and so glad you're joining us today. I hope you'll stay with me all the way through. We have a very, very interesting program with one of my good friends. As long as I've been on TV, he's been a friend most of that time, and that's Dr. John Young. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you again.
The woman that never ages.
The woman that has 9 great-grandchildren. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah. And I've just often said, what a blessing to live long enough to meet great-grandchildren. That's kind of the epitome. But I want to welcome you back. It's been a long time. And I was wondering, as a medical doctor, when you were a little boy, did you always want to be a doctor?
No. I wanted to be, I wanted to be a fire truck. Then I wanted to be a tennis pro, a city manager, and then I just got open the doors and decided I'm going to be a doctor. And long, arduous journey, but well worth it, and I'm glad God has me where He has me today.
Yes, I would have thought maybe at one time you wanted to play basketball. You're very tall. They always put tall people in the basketball court, you know.
That's true, and I did play basketball, but tennis is my first love.
Well, I want to tell you just a little bit about how I met Dr. Young. Before I knew you at all, my daughter, more than 20 years ago, was diagnosed with breast cancer. And her surgery was postponed a little bit, and I had a couple of ministry appointments I had to go to. And so I took all the books out of my office to do with cancer, to read them on the plane. And I went through and highlighted things that I thought would interest her. And one of them was this Dr. Johanna Budwig, who back at the turn of the century discovered that a combination of oil and protein would protect the cells.
Right.
And my daughter got into that, and she was pouring oil on cottage cheese and eating it. I mean, that's yucko to me, but she did it. She also gave it to a puppy that was really just dragging around. That dog ate it and became a puppy again, actually. So, long story short, then I met you, and you also were aware of this wonderful scientist, Dr. Johanna Budwig, and for your practice, you had designed the oil and the protein in a much more palatable way, I would say, than cottage cheese and oil. So I had a connection with you from the beginning.
And you know, I still use that Budwig cocktail every single day in my practice with my patients.
And I use it every day as a person. And I really attribute my good health to that habit, putting a lot of fruit things in it. However, you have evolved as a doctor because I've heard you say, I'll write a prescription. Anybody that needs one, I can do that. But there was a turning point in your experience where you said, they're not getting better, and you kept writing prescriptions. You had people come to you with more than 20 prescriptions, right?
Right.
That they were taking.
And I think there's a study done a few years ago. The average person 65 years of age and older is on about 23 prescription medicines. And so I went into medicine to get people better, not just slow your progress to death with more drugs. And so one of the keys was having the right cell membrane in that immune system. And most Americans are very low in protein. And so I used the Johanna Budwig cocktail. We call it the Young cocktail now. Yeah. But one of the things that I had problems with was people were like, protein and oil, it's a little bit not too tasty, and I would agree with them. So I came across a product years ago that called Through the Spirit, that very low sugar content, but the mineral equivalent of eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables in a day, and a lot of minerals. And so I added it about an ounce to the cocktail, and all of a sudden the compliance went through the roof, and that was really the beginning for really looking at turning around type 2 diabetes, hypertension, getting them off the drugs, getting them better.
And this is the beautiful fruit of the Spirit. And I know the person who had the idea, the way it was formulated. And when I looked at that, and I knew you took it on, and you do have products you offer. But what is your standard? What is your criteria when you bring a product into your practice?
Couple things. One, because I deal with so many diabetics, has to have a very low carbohydrate score. So that fits this. This is 1 ounce is 3 carbs. The other thing is as natural as possible. So there are no preservatives in here. We've sourced this as natural. It's all natural. And we've been very, very pleased. We've been able to keep it clean and keep the preservatives out of it. And I think that is one of the reasons why I think it really works well. It's alive. You put preservatives in there and you kind of kill the electron flow of the products that's in it.
Also, most of the things in there might be interesting to Christian people. These things are mentioned in the scripture. Now, I don't say, that's the reason you should buy it, but when you have a product with frankincense and myrrh in it, it kind of gets your attention.
First of all, I didn't know you could drink that.
I didn't. You're a doctor. I didn't know that.
And so I was like, really? And when I first tasted it, I said, well, man, frankincense and myrrh taste pretty good. The other thing is the Dead Sea, the minerals are out of the Dead Sea. We get them from over there. And I mean, the minerals are extremely important. A very interesting thing that I found in my practice is this. Everyone is into drinking pure water, which is great. And, my water's been double purified and all that. But when you do that, you get rid of all the minerals. And so when you need the minerals to help drive the water into the cell. And I have these people drinking 9 bottles of water a day, but they said, I still feel thirsty. I added fruit of the Spirit or some minerals to it, and now I feel like I'm hydrated. We're very mineral poor in the U.S., and that's why the minerals are so important. Well,
I had the privilege of going to California to watch this made. I don't know when I've been so impressed. The care they took, the squeaky clean, and to see it coming off of the conveyor belt and so forth. And there was a scientist there who watched over it. I think there's nothing quite like it at all.
Well, I think you're right, because first of all, most of the things that are out there are pills. Well, the FDA, the Department of Agriculture, said if you want to really absorb the minerals, pills are not the way, it's a liquid. Vitamin D pills, you absorb some. Vitamin D liquid, you really absorb. So the liquid aspect, I think, is very important when it comes to absorption.
And it tastes really good. We have some friends here who have been taking it, and there's a marked difference in their life, in their body, and you'll meet them right after this message.
With so many health-enhancing products on the market today, we would like to tell you of one so excellent it easily stands out from all the rest. Fruit of the Spirit is a whole fruit puree, rich in antioxidants and alkalizing minerals. This highly concentrated liquid contains a unique blend of 16 superfruits and herbs, including the biblical herbs frankincense and myrrh. And that's not all. These extraordinary ingredients are accompanied by powerful minerals from the Dead Sea. Just 1 ounce of the Fruit of the Spirit delivers the nutritional equivalent of 5 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables. Taken twice daily, the product provides the nutrients you need for a jumpstart to better health and wellness. For just $30 per bottle, this health-enriching product is 1 phone call away. Just call that number on your screen to place your order, and in just a matter of days, you can begin your new journey to increased health and energy.
I've been in television for a long time, interviewed hundreds of people, and I've often told people that my favorite of all is a really good testimony and also a good author with a good book. It gives you a lot of information. And I have a testimony here today. Terry, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes. How long have you taken Fruit of the Spirit?
3 years.
And what's the difference before and after?
Before I started to take it, I seen many, many doctors. I had joint pain, a lot of skin problems, joint pain all over. I seen many, many, many different doctors, and everybody wanted to put medicine. And I would try it, but nothing ever worked. And then I came to see Dr. Young. It's been about 3 years now, and he started me on Fruit of the Spirit. And it took within a month. I noticed a difference. It took a little bit longer for it to, but now I don't feel any pain. And my skin has cleared up. My skin was really, really bad, but my skin has cleared up. The pain is after taking so many different medications, to go into not have to take any medications is a big, big difference.
One impressive thing to me about Dr. Young's practice is he will move with something new, and I've watched him through the years, and to see him try to help people get off of some of these medications.
Right.
How many different ones do you even know?
I don't even know. I would go to one doctor and they would try me on 2 or 3, and then they would refer me to somebody else, and they would take me off them and put me on something different, and then the next thing you know, I'm going to a different doctor, being referred somewhere else, and then somebody told me about Dr. Young, and I said, I've got to finally, I've got to do something. I have to do something. I've tried everything, and it just, Dr. Young, he's the one. He showed me the Fruit of the Spirit. It tastes good. I do an ounce in the morning, every morning, and I don't miss it. That's all I do.
And how long did it take before you kind of looked in the mirror one day and say, I'm feeling a little better?
I would say within the month I felt a little better. My joints especially.
Were you still taking medications during this time?
No. I come off everything.
Were you diagnosed with arthritis?
Yes. I have arthritis, especially in my lower back is the worst. I even had a radio frequency ablation on my back to try to help with the pain, and that didn't.
A what?
It's a radio frequency ablation. They burn the nerves in your back.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
No, not much fun at all. Not much fun at all.
So when she came in and you talked to her and you got her history, what were your thoughts on how to make the lady get better? Because I know that's your goal.
Well, even the drugs we use for pain, one of the side effects can be more pain. And the other thing is all the GI complaints that they have. I've taken this for 3 years now, I have bleeding ulcers. I'm thinking we need to get her off of it. Mm. And so I just suggested, I've heard it from my other patients, why don't we try some Fruit of the Spirit? And, it's not going to be instant, and let's just try it. Because, when the pain receptors start firing, it's kind of a cascade. And we're looking at the cellular level, and we need minerals in there, we need a number of things. And I thought, what do we have to lose? Mm-hmm. Let's try it.
Can't hurt you.
No. And so we did. And, I see her about, 4 to 6 weeks later. Mm-hmm. And she's better.
Really?
And so I'm saying,
amazing.
I don't have to worry about, if you're on this too long, you could get GERD or burning, bleeding ulcers. So the other thing is when you feel better, people don't want to stop. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think I'll stop. And so an ounce a day was like nothing.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing. And a lot of times people will invest in everything except their health. And they will buy the prescriptions because the doctor gave them to me. Are you on any prescriptions?
No. Nothing.
That is wonderful.
No prescriptions at all.
And it's been 3 years?
It's been 3 years, and it took like a month. And I think a lot of it, all of it is due to, and I felt so bad taking the medicines. Mm-hmm. They themselves made me feel bad.
Have a side
they themselves made me feel bad. So coming off all the medicines along with the Fruit of the Spirit, and been 3 years. I haven't been on any medications.
I hope that Dr. Young is in a trend where a medical doctor will do both, which is because when you started out, you only put out prescriptions.
Why? Because that's the AMA approved protocols.
Yes.
And I have no trouble with, if you're in serious acute pain, you have a toothache, I'm going to give you some pain medicine. Mm-hmm. But it's when we use these things chronically over time that it becomes debilitating. You get a lot of brain fog. I don't feel well. And the patients, I think, do know something is wrong.
Right.
I shouldn't be on this stuff forever and ever.
Well, I've told my audience many times we should pray for the scientists and for the doctors. I think God's pulling back the curtain on miracles.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But when you are taking multiple drugs, it's not going to have a good feelings. You're not going to feel really good,
Right.
peppy, and ready
Right.
to go.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You look great.
Well, she kind of reminded me of a lady I had who was brought a list of drugs she was on, and so I started to go on, and she said, "Well, let me just be honest. I stopped all of them. I may die
She was
sooner,
still alive.
but at least I'm going to die feeling good." She
Yeah.
says, "I felt so crummy," which
Yeah.
I think was part of your
Right.
situation. At least I want to die feeling good.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. And I think patients like myself, you ought to ask a lot of questions if a doctor's going to give you a drug.
Right.
But we've got another guest here, and I'm anxious for people to meet Willie. But before you do, there's going to be a very major announcement come to you, telling you how you can buy this wonderful, wonderful product called Fruit of the Spirit. And so you stay right there. Don't go anywhere.
With so many health-enhancing products on the market today, we would like to tell you of one so excellent it easily stands out from all the rest. Fruit of the Spirit is a whole fruit puree, rich in antioxidants and alkalizing minerals. This highly concentrated liquid contains a unique blend of 16 superfruits and herbs, including the biblical herbs frankincense and myrrh. And that's not all. These extraordinary ingredients are accompanied by powerful minerals from the Dead Sea. Just 1 ounce of the Fruit of the Spirit delivers the nutritional equivalent of 5 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables. Taken twice daily, the product provides the nutrients you need for a jumpstart to better health and wellness. For just $30 per bottle, this health-enriching product is 1 phone call away. Just call that number on your screen to place your order, and in just a matter of days, you can begin your new journey to increased health and energy.
Well, I hope you made use of that telephone number, and it's a very easy way to order this product. And now I'm very happy to welcome to the program Willie. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
I met
too.
you a few minutes ago and feel like we're really good friends already.
I'm pretty easy to get along with.
Well, that's good in this troubled world to find people like that. And thank you for coming. Tell me your story with this product.
Well, for me, it started with I'd been taking a ton of medicines, and my A1C was really high.
What is that? What's an A1C?
It's the higher your A1C is, it gets you into the diabetic range, and I was very bad.
I'm familiar with
My A1C
diabetes,
was close,
yeah.
very close to 13, and that's extremely high.
You wanted like 5.7 or less.
Oh,
So I started. I had floaters, what they call floaters
your
in my
eyes?
eyes.
Yeah.
And they were so bad that it was literally like a flock of birds going off in my eyes sometimes. So I'd just gotten kind of desperate and was really wanting something different because all the regular stuff wasn't working. And I was taking all kinds of different medication that I've been given for my diabetes, and it wasn't working. And, you know, I really just kind of felt crummy,
right.
basically.
And discouraging if you got floaters. I think that would
very
really
discouraging.
drive you crazy.
It's a little scary. I mean, because I really thought I was going to lose my sight.
What about when you're driving and a floater comes by?
It's, like I said, it was like seeing a flock of birds.
Yeah.
You know, and I would look up and there would be nothing there, and then I knew it was the floaters. And the higher my A1C got, the worse that became. Then I started the Fruit of the Spirit, and I've been doing it for a couple of years now. And religiously, every morning, my wife puts it in my shake for me. And he suggested that the Fruit of the Spirit and some additional protein, because I was protein deficient. And so she puts it in my shake in the morning, and I take it. And I'm not one of those people that can tell you an exact time when something happened, but, you know, all of a sudden one day I look up, I'm like, I don't see any more floaters, you know, and then I
That's
changed my
awesome.
diet a little and kept taking the Fruit of the Spirit. And then recently I just had my A1C checked again, and my A1C is now 5.2. So it's below.
And you attribute it to this.
That's the only thing I'm taking.
Well, what about your diabetes?
It's completely in check. My blood sugars are 96 to 100 in the morning fasting, and in the afternoon it's usually around 140 before I eat dinner, and that is, according to Doc, exactly where I need to be.
If I'm looking crazy, it's because I'm a little bit speechless. I know a lot about diabetes. It's in my family. And to think that something as simple
Oh,
as a liquid that you just,
I think it's like he said, you know, he explained it to me, you know, of all the deficiencies that we don't have that they've taken out of our food, processed food and everything else, and you don't get any of that stuff. You know, and I'm getting everything I need now with that and the protein. And I'm not a big exercise guy, so I didn't exercise a ton, but the better I felt, the more I wanted to get out and do stuff like go kayaking and, you know, ride my motorcycle and, you know, things like that. So it just made a huge difference for
what
me.
a wonderful testimony. How did you meet Dr. Young?
Actually, one of the girls in his office, her husband is my best friend. So
Because I pray his tribe will increase, because
I do too.
absolutely, because medications, I believe God promotes the scientists to find the right thing to help. I mean, thank God for insulin, huh?
Well, I wasn't there, but I was on my way.
Yeah.
I was really close.
I'm familiar with insulin. I'm
Yeah.
not diabetic, but I've got, so thank God for insulin, because diabetics used to just die.
So one thing I think you said that's very important is this. I see patients all the time that tell me, you know, I eat organic, I eat, you know, healthy and all that. And the US FDA, US Department of Agriculture a few years ago came out and said this. The mineral equivalent of a peach grown in the 1940s was such and such. To get that same mineral equivalency in a peach grown here in
Today.
Georgia today, you're going to have to eat almost a half a bushel. Because our food is so
Yeah.
mineral poor. And you know, you can eat all the organic, but the mineral content, that's why they look great, but they taste like cardboard.
And I can tell you that's absolutely true. When I was a little girl in Pueblo, Colorado, my dad planted 3 peach trees, and we'd be playing. We just pull a peach off and eat it. We didn't wash it or anything. Tastes nothing like peaches today, nothing at all. And so when you get back to maybe what the ground was like, the soil in the Garden of Eden, we've got a long way to go to get back there, but at least somebody, and our friend Craig, got the idea for this, and that's been a few years ago, so it's been proven, tried and proven.
Right, and I think living in America today, just because of our food situation, you're going to have a good mineral and vitamin supplement just because the food the soil has been worn out.
And to you wonderful viewers out there, we've had the telephone number on the screen. All you have to do is call that number, and there'll be someone there to take your order. And what amazes me is some people take 2 ounces, some people take 1. How many do you take?
I do 2 ounces. I do 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening.
Which is nothing.
It's not, and it tastes good. And
Yes, it
one of
does
the other
taste
things
good.
that it's helped, when I first started seeing Doc, I was 300 pounds. So I'm below 250 now.
Hey,
you know, and just
congratulations. That's
I attribute it to just feeling a little bit better, and you know, you feel a little bit better, you want to do a little bit more. So,
and your mental outlook is better. And as I mentioned earlier, the ingredients in this, a friend of mine put together, and he was sitting in church one day, and he got the idea, what about all those different fruits and substances in the scripture, and he put it all together, made it pretty interesting. A lot of things you're very familiar with, but there are some that people know nothing about. Earlier we were talking about frankincense and myrrh, and we both, you're a doctor, maybe you should have known, but I didn't know you could eat that stuff or drink it.
I didn't know that.
And so we're offering you a product that has some wonderful testimonies attached to it, and there's going to be an explanation and more information coming up on your screen in a way that you can order it. It's been around for a while. I remember when it came around, it's been a few years, but I would say it has been tried and proven. It's not brand new from last week at all. And so I want to thank you for coming, Dr. Young, and also for my guests today and your wonderful, wonderful testimonies. And they are here to talk about something that's really changed their lives. And I know Dr. Young well enough that there is a certain standard before he would offer a product to his own patients or anyone else. And I'm sure he gave it a lot of thought and went into the science of it, and it is available to you. And I think that in this day and age, anything we can do, you know, to feel a whole lot better, we want to do it. Don't you want to live a long time, live in good health, have a lot of energy? And so we have to do our part, and we know how to do that. You know, if you just get the right food in your body and you exercise a little bit, it's not rocket science at all. You just have to do it. So you stay right there, because you're going to hear a message about how you can go to the phone right now and order this great product. Goodbye and God bless you.
With so many health-enhancing products on the market today, we would like to tell you of one so excellent it easily stands out from all the rest. Fruit of the Spirit is a whole fruit puree, rich in antioxidants and alkalizing minerals. This highly concentrated liquid contains a unique blend of 16 superfruits and herbs, including the biblical herbs frankincense and myrrh. And that's not all. These extraordinary ingredients are accompanied by powerful minerals from the Dead Sea. Just 1 ounce of the Fruit of the Spirit delivers the nutritional equivalent of 5 servings of fresh fruits and vegetables. Taken twice daily, the product provides the nutrients you need for a jumpstart to better health and wellness. For just $30 per bottle, this health-enriching product is 1 phone call away. Just call that number on your screen to place your order, and in just a matter of days, you can begin your new journey to increased health and energy. For just $30 per bottle, this health-enriching product is 1 phone call away. Just call that number on your screen to place your order, and in just a matter of days, you can begin your new journey to increased health and energy.